My dear brothers and sisters, in today's gospel, we see the reality of life. In our life, we have goodness and badness. We have good things in our life, we have bad things in our life, good and evil. But the gospel clearly tells us that all that is good is from God and all that is evil from Satan or evil power. So God is not the source of evil that is there in our lives. Today when I discuss this reality, especially when it comes to the evil side, I talk about the sickness that is there in our life, the pain that is there in our life, the crisis, the issues, the problems, the difficulties, the failures. I'm referring to all these things. So these would be the weeds in our life. The question is, when the laborers found out in the field along with the wheat, the weeds were found. They requested the owner that he should separate right in the beginning the weed from the wheat. But the owner told, no, let them grow together. So once again, when we look at this concept, the weed and the wheat was allowed to grow together. And only at the time of the harvest, it was told to them to separate. So we are here in this passage at this moment, when that moment of separation comes. So the question here is, when we apply this passage to our life, the weed, which is the evil side, our sickness, our pain, our sufferings, our crises, our failures. So it means God allows all evils in our life. So the question, why does God allow the evil in our life? Why God allows this sickness? Especially when it was told that the weed was found, not allowed to pluck, but allowed to grow. So here we have to reflect why God allows negativity in us, evil in us. Though very clear, God is not the source of this evil, but He permits. Just imagine if God were not to allow any pain, any suffering, any sickness, any crisis, any failures in our life. How our life would have been without negativity, without pain, without sickness. How our life would have been. So we know the meaning of good health only when we suffer ailment or when we have sickness. We know the meaning of being successful when we know what failure is all about. Because of the sickness, we know what is good health. So because of evil, we know what goodness is. And at the end, I would say, because of the cross, we know what the love of God is all about. And it is said by someone that it's because of the love that we came to know how much God loves us. So my dear brothers and sisters, yes, the negativity, the presence of evil also gives us real meaning of life, makes us to think, realize when we encounter crisis, maybe my own failure, maybe for any reason, these negativities make us more and more humble and make us depend on God. These negativities make us to reflect about the reality of life, and so you find purpose, you find meaning, you find reality, what is all about. So in the same way, when it is told that God does permit the evil in our life, God does permit, though He is not the source of evil, God does permit the evil in our life. How this concept is explained by St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas explains, he says, if someone stands on the top of the hill and from the hill he sees a procession down the hill and he sees the procession of people walking in procession, that procession will be seen in the most beautiful way. From the top of the hill, this procession looks so nice, so beautiful. The way the people move in a curved shapes and this. So it will be beautiful for the person who sees from the top the procession down the hill. But he says, you be the part of the procession, you walk in the procession, and you will see in the procession there is chaos, there is no order, there is no discipline. People are maybe here and there. Some people may be walking outside the line, and so there is a chaos, there is confusion in the procession. When you be part of the procession, you find there is chaos. But you see the procession from far, from the top, the procession looks so beautiful. St. Thomas says, God sees your life from the beginning of your life till the end of your life. So your life for God is one journey, one full procession. From there he sees it so beautiful, with all the evil, with all the struggles, with all the pains and sufferings that is there. So for God, it looks very, very beautiful with all. And therefore, probably God permits this evil in our life, because he sees your life from the day one till the end of your life. So for him is a whole journey, whole procession. But for you, when you look at your life, you are a part of the procession. You are there in the procession and you see the mess, you see the confusion, you see the trouble, you see the indiscipline. And that's when you are getting struggled. You're not seeing your life as a whole one journey, whereas God sees it as one journey. And in that journey, God says your life is beautiful. So my dear brothers and sisters, why wheat and weed? Why goodness and evil together? There is beauty. And as I said, without cross, we would never know the love of God. And so God sees our life in its completeness, and in that completeness, God sees the beauty in our life. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, if at all this evil part, evil aspects in our life, remember God is with us. And there is a purpose, there is a reason, and there is a beauty. It makes us to think about God. It makes us to reflect about our life. It makes us humble. And it gives us reasoning. It gives us meaning. It gives us purpose. But remember, God is with you. Although he has allowed certain evil in our life, but he is with you. He will fight for us. He will be with us. May God bless you all.